This is exactly right.
This episode is supported by FX's The Shards, a seductive drama from executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Set in 1980s Los Angeles, the series follows a group of glamorous, deeply entangled high school seniors drawn into a life of wealth, beauty, parties, and excess.
At its center is Brett, whose reality begins to unravel when the arrival of a new student coincides with a series of mysterious murders.
FX's The Shards premieres August 5th on FX and Hulu.
Goodbye.
The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why there's Simply Safe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Simply Safe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, whatever turns out you don't like it or need it, but they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having Simply Safe around.
There's a whole staff at Simply Safe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplysafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Goodbye.
Get into the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event and get away with a deal so right, it almost feels wrong.
Right now, you can get great deals on Hyundai's most popular models,
including the adventure-ready SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe or Santa Fe Hybrid and the Tucson or Tucson Hybrid.
Plus, there's the bold and stylish Elantra loaded with the latest tech.
Or go all-electric with the Ioniq 5 or the Ioniq 9.
So get down to your local Hyundai dealer and get away with a deal you'll love during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Visit HyundaiUSA.com for details.
Goodbye. Hello.
And welcome
to My Favorite Murder.
That's Georgia Hardstark.
That's Karen Kilgariff.
We're here to do true crime comedy podcasting for you. Hopefully exactly in the way you like it.
Exactly the way you like it. And nothing at all that upsets you or kind of irritates you.
No.
No. Nothing that's like, oh, I don't know but I'm going to go ahead and...
No.
None of that.
None of it. It's going to be executed in a Simone Biles perfection style.
Landing it.
We're going to stick the landing.
Yes.
And the middle, and then not this beginning, but later.
Yeah, and you're going to go, wow, they've been practicing.
Like, what kind of stretching, what kind of uneven bars have they been working out on?
The muscles that they must have to target, is that a word? Is out of this world.
It's imagine the amounts of Tiger Balm those two are using on these podcasting muscles.
Going through every Monday. They must go through jars and jars.
Jars and jars. How's your week since we haven't seen each other, Ben?
We saw each other last night.
Mm-hmm. But for the pretend
right. Week's been fine. Had the laziest weekend. Went to a 2-year-old's birthday party, which is always hectic.
Raging. Did you do so many lines of coke?
Did all the cocaine. 2 lines to celebrate my nephew's 2nd birthday.
Don't say it.
Why? It's cute.
It's precious.
That's right.
That's an LA baby birthday.
What about you? What do you do? What are you doing?
I was also at that baby birthday. You just couldn't see me because I was wearing my camouflage sweatsuit. Just leaning against some bushes, watching your family.
God, that'd be great if you did that.
The big story that you got pulled into is that now it was like about 48 hours ago, my internet went out entirely.
Yeah.
My Wi-Fi, whatever it's called. Cable modems. There's a bunch of words people started throwing at me where I was like, I don't know.
All the things you suddenly don't realize use internet.
Yes.
Oh, that doesn't work either?
Yes. Where I was like, I guess I could make a couple old-fashioned phone calls and I can read a book.
Yeah.
And other than that, Netflix won't have me. Nothing no way I normally watch TV was available. I ended up that night having to watch regular TV.
Ew. Your microwave is digital too, so you can hooked up to the internet.
Say goodbye to that popcorn dream. I was on straight up regular TV.
How was it? I'm a fan. Like, I like the idea of being like, here's what's on, pick one.
Yes. I think it's good I think it creates that feeling that you have stumbled upon something that's your personal favorite thing.
Or like, hey, I forgot what kind of person I was 15 years ago.
Yes. Yes. And I used to do this all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I've told you the story of when I lived in that horrible studio apartment with the cat. So it was like we just lived in a cat box together, me and the cat.
Oh my God.
And I used to watch local news and the Jamie Foxx show.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Because that was basically what I could find, because I couldn't afford one other thing to help me watch TV.
The only time I ever watched like cable, like real paid for cable, was when I had to always move back in with my grandma because I was broke. I couldn't afford $300 a month rent on my thrift store employee salary.
God, the magic of like the 90s, 2000s, we didn't know how very much we were living off the fat of the land.
Yeah. You could get a $5 an hour job and have an apartment.
Yes, you could. And your job, you could kind of get a job based on how cool you want it to seem. Like,
totally.
I'm going to work at this record store.
Yes.
Yes, I'll barely make any money, but I'll be at the record store.
I'm the girl who works at the record store.
And then somehow find money to go to the bar later.
Yeah. Everything sucked and everything was dirty. You couldn't afford laundry, No. And the laundromat was gross.
Right. And that would have to be like one big day where you were going to go down and do it all at once. So you had to this was pre-Febreze. So you had to get creative about how you were going to not smell. But then for me personally in the mid 90s, like this was back when people still smoked in bars and I would smoke when I drank.
So it was all covered up anyways.
Just like Pigpen with the little dirty lines all around me.
This little cloud following you, the 90s, the cloud of the 90s stink following you around.
Yeah, bad attitude, real sarcastic for no reason, aggressively unfriendly, and you smell like Camel Lights.
And also like your Mary Jane Docs didn't look cute with socks, so your fucking shoes smelled so bad. So you get to someone's house, you're like, we're in a shoes house. And you're like, well, you fucking hate my guts and you want everyone to know how bad my feet smell.
Dude, that...
Oh no! Karen got so excited she knocks multiple drinks over.
Thank God this is indoor-outdoor carpeting.
Thank God this is your house, and so you don't have to go, I'm so sorry.
That was in the 80s when ballet flats came in big time.
Right.
That's when I discovered I can't wear shoes without socks because of my foot smell. And it was the first discovery of it was so embarrassing. It was just like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
I remember mine.
Yeah. Like it was, and the first time I went to a place that I didn't understand was going to be a no shoes thing was a dance at a different high school.
Oh no.
And
at least there's enough people there that they're not going to point at you.
No. But it was just the kind of thing of now I have to kick off my silver ballet flats filled with talcum powder.
Oh, okay. I get it.
I've told you that story, right? It was two little clouds. Yep.
Oh my God.
Just like, oh, well.
There she is. She's not making out with anyone from this school tonight.
No way.
She's not going to say I'm dating a guy from a different school.
No, the Cardinal Newman boys would not have me. They just wouldn't pick me.
Was because I was a raver, so I would just dance in these cute, tennis shoes all night, Adidas or whatever, without socks on because it didn't look cute. And they didn't have peds or little socks back then.
No.
Guys, you don't understand. You fucking 20-year-olds don't know what you had to live without.
Yeah, the niches that have been filled since this time by the people who suffered because they didn't have them.
Yeah. What do you need? Well, we created it for you. You're welcome.
You want a sock that doesn't show so you don't look like a weird nerd? You can wear your flats and still not have stinky feet? We got this.
That's right. You want a perfect podcast that's a fucking 10 that we just landed the intro to?
You got it now.
Here we go.
We couldn't have done it then.
I have a correction. Speaking of perfect landings.
Yes.
I fucked up last week.
Hey,
I have a corrections
that's
corner.
How we do it. So it's perfect for us because that's how we do it.
That's right. Corrections corner for Hillsborough. Hiya, Huns.
Oh,
cute. I began listening to MFM in April 2020, just as the world had absolutely fallen apart, and it has helped me through that time so much. Since then, I finished my undergraduate law degree, finished my master's in law, and have just started as a trainee solicitor. It's lawyer in British.
Correct.
And you guys have been with me, supporting me every step of the way. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So starting with a nice compliment, and we're proud of
softening us up for the bad news.
Brooke, we're proud of you. And here we go.
Oh.
I was listening to today's episode in which Georgia covered the Hillsborough disaster. Listening to this was the hardest episode I've ever experienced because it hit so close to home for me. My dad, Mark, is a Hillsborough survivor, having escaped one of the pens onto the pitch.
Oh,
so
God.
one of the people had to climb the fence.
Oh.
He was 18 years old at the time and was attending the match with his 16-year-old brother, my uncle Paul. He ended up becoming separated from Paul and had to get a coach back to Liverpool, not knowing whether Paul was alive or dead. Luckily, he was okay and had come home on a separate coach, but we can never forget the families that were not so lucky. He is still unable to talk about his experiences to this day.
I'm sure.
I do have a slight corrections corner to do with the story. You stated that 96 people lost their lives on that day. However, this is not accurate. 94 victims lost their lives on the day, 2 days later, and Anthony Bland passed 3 years after the disaster. This was following his family's legal battle for him to be the first person in the UK to be allowed to die from withdrawing treatment. Recently, Andrew Devine was deemed by the coroner to be the 97th victim of the disaster following his death on the 27th of July, 2021. This past summer, due to the irreversible brain damage he suffered in the crush. I realize that this email is long, so even if you choose not to read it out, please recognize Andrew Devine and honor his memory as the 97th victim. Thank you for sharing the family's fight for justice. Despite the outcome of the trials, they have done our city proud. Then hashtag JFT97, which is justice for the 97, not 96. SSDGM, Brooke from Liverpool.
Thank you, Brooke from Liverpool.
Yes.
That's a crucial correction.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you letting me know. What's up with you? What do you have going on in your lifetime?
Well, I was going to ask you, have you watched any more Game of Thrones?
I've watched a couple more episodes. So I'm on episode 8 now. There's a lot of people and names, and I can't follow all of those things.
Do you see why I sent you that thing?
Okay, I get it now.
You truly, it's like you need the family trees.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you, have you gotten to the part where Peter Dinklage has to go to Mrs. Stark's sister?
Yes. With that kid who's like trying to, oh my God. If you can, yeah. Oh my God.
The first time I saw that, I was like, they cannot be doing this on television. Like, this is insanity.
It's the king boy. It's the fucking shithead king who's like a total little shit. I love it.
He's a nursing 11-year-old.
Yep.
It is intensely disturbing, but also, first of all, love a castle that's got we will get rid of you forever hole in the middle of the throne room.
How do I remodel my house to have one of those? Because epic. So epic.
Do you remember what the boy said? It was like, we're going to make him go away or something.
I don't remember, but he got so excited when they were going to kill someone.
Yes.
Like so
throw him
thrilled.
down that pit. It was just like everything. And what I love about that show is like, so then you're in that scenario. It's nuts. You're freaking out. And then Peter Dinklage is like, yep, here's how we're going to handle this.
Yeah, he's
like,
boss.
It just shows how that character is so smart and so political.
Cunning.
And gets away and survives. He's such a survivor.
Is this a spoiler that I need to make clear? So the little, what's the king's wife's family?
You mean Ned Stark's wife?
No. The king, Robert, his wife.
Baratheon?
No.
Cersei? Her family?
No. Yes, Cersei's family. Steven, take all of this out. I'm really just trying to...
leave, Steven. You leave every word of it in.
The little page boy, blonde king who becomes the king.
Joffrey.
Yes. So he's actually the inbred son of them.
That's correct.
Okay. That's what I thought.
And he's very mad.
He should be mad. I'd be mad at my fucking mom and dad if they were brother and sister.
It's pretty intense.
It is.
It's like, there's a lot of, and I don't think we have to worry about spoilers because everyone's
seen it.
Come on.
Oh.
And
But me.
right. And also it's just this kind of like uncomfortable reality where you're like, oh, this is this weird world where you have to kind of adapt to these creepy cultures. Because that's not what I noticed when I started rewatching, is that's not the only family that has incesty things going on.
Absolutely not.
So yeah, it's just, what a show.
You know what it's taught me is that I don't give a fuck about sword fights. Like, I truly mute it and look away, scroll Instagram until the sword fight is over. Yeah. It is the most boring kind of fight to me.
Clang.
Clang, 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 clang.
Clang, clang.
Oh, duck and cover. Clang, clang. Coming back.
Have you gotten to the part with, shit, I'm not going to be able to remember her name offhand. The tall woman who is who's the knight that's protecting Mrs. Stark.
No.
Oh, it takes it in this whole, it actually changes that aspect of the show, where if you are not medieval times oriented, you suddenly love it because there's a reveal.
And I'd like to make something clear. The Princess Bride is one of my all-time favorite movies. I could watch that. I know every word to that sword fight, that epic sword fight. True, not comedic sword fights bore the ever-loving shit out of me.
Also, the swords are different because the swords that they use in Game of Thrones are super heavy, and they're like the ones in Princess Bride are like this real thin epis. Epis or something.
I didn't know you were a sword expert.
These are the things I'm slowly going to reveal to you over the next 22 years.
6 years down. 22 to go.
22.
Can you believe we've been doing this for 6 fucking years?
Can you believe we have to do it for 28 total? Shit.
Can you believe we're contractually obligated? By the government? What if we were secret spies for the government?
We're definitely like CIA moles for sure.
I feel like saying a secret spy for the government is a negating thing.
It proves you're not. What if we call ourselves secret squirrels, like the cartoon? Do you think that show, or is that even deeper undercover?
Yeah.
People
now
like,
I'm confused even.
There's no way they could be spies. Yeah, that's what you thought. Because we swear? Well, you're fucking idiots.
They laughed about it in episode whatever this is, but it turns out they were actually telling us the true Easter egg.
It's the truth right in your face. You just don't expect it.
Yeah.
Well, that's your Game of Thrones corner.
Thank you.
I'll
keep going.
Now that my internet's back, and my Wi-Fi, I'm going to go back to it because I paused it to kind of to wait and see, because I thought maybe she'll binge a whole thing and go crazy for it. But
yeah, no, that's just HGTV.
Yeah.
If you want to binge, love it or list it with me. we can do that. Fucking love that show. I think you would like that show, actually.
Is that the open floor plan one where everyone wants an open floor plan so they can watch their kids do homework while they cook?
That's actually HGTV. That's not a actual.
That's the motto of HGTV.
Except for Cheap Old Houses, which is one of my favorite Instagrams, and they got an HGTV show. Oh. That is they just go to old houses, like crazy old houses that are all under $100,000 in the middle of fucking nowhere, and they don't buy it. They don't show you how to change anything. They just point out the special parts of it. And they go to people's houses who have bought cheap old houses and show you what they've done and how they've kept it classic.
Yes.
It's just Cheap Old Houses. They're the loveliest people.
Cheap Old Houses goes right on the list.
Like, it's shocking that they got a show because there's absolutely no open floor plan to be found.
Right. Those old houses, having lived in one for a very long time.
Where? Oh, in San Francisco?
No. My old house in Burbank.
Oh. No, we're talking like Victorians, though.
No, not to say that I would ever be on Cheap Old Houses, but I'm saying the floor plan would make no sense.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, here's a 3-foot hallway connecting the front bedroom to the back bedroom and a bathroom, but like...
And you can't open both doors at the same time, or you're blocked in.
Yes. It was clearly people were just doing their best with the space they had and the materials given.
That's right.
I respect it. But that sounds amazing, because those are the kind of things like when I was looking for this house, looking on Zillow and just seeing houses that like, LA doesn't have as many of them because people, if
you go to San Francisco, for a minute I was like, what if Vince and I moved to San Francisco? And so I was looking for houses and I'm just like, this is not fair. Why can't these be in Los Angeles? Because we ruin them because we put marble and beige and open floor plans on everything.
On everything. People are like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make this wall all copper. Huh? And then we're going to put in some skylights. So every day at 4:00, the wall catches on fire. And that's the look. That's going to be the look this season,
That's going to be it and in. And then we're going to put marble with deep veining on every surface.
There was a house when I very first started looking that is basically what we're describing right now.
Yeah.
And the marble looked like 1,000 spilled cups of coffee.
Exactly.
Where I was like, this would stress me out. So it would never seem clean in here.
No, it's hideous.
It's crazy. But there's some people that are like, I'll pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for that.
Hundreds of thousands
also,
of dollars.
Man, people love a tacky chandelier.
Oh.
Like chandelier.
Totally. Your dog is licking my palm right now, and it's kind of adorable.
These dogs are stressing. There is a there was a thunder and lightning storm in Los Angeles.
Out of nowhere.
Of all places.
I almost got my car washed today. That's how much I didn't expect it. I mean, I'm lazy, so I didn't, but
yeah. Like, it was as if we were in like Kansas.
It was the best. I love it.
And these dogs are just like, sorry, we don't know what's going on.
It was so cute when Cookie was like, I've never heard thunder before. What is crappening?
Was she like one ear up, one ear down, one ear turned to the side?
She's like, Mom, what are you doing? She's like, thinks probably that I'm doing something.
Yeah, she is. She's like, please stop doing that.
Well, she's heard me fart before, so she's probably like, geez.
Dang.
What did you eat for lunch? Landed it. 10 out of 10.
Look at this Olympic style podcasting.
Landing.
Humor.
Speaking of
comedy. You missed it. We're back. Tell your sister. We're back. You missed it.
Tell your cool mom. And ask your grandma for her hometown story.
Your grandma was a murderino long before anybody knew what a murderino was.
That's right. And we appreciate her.
Yeah. High five.
High five. Speaking of podcasting, should we do Exactly Right Corner?
Sure.
Hey, we have a podcasting network because we thought we needed more jobs.
Yeah.
And decided.
And we were right. That's just what we needed.
Turns out we need even more. So we just want to highlight a couple quick of the podcast episodes that are up this week that we just are fucking obsessed with and love so much. All the podcasts on our network are just beautiful people doing gorgeous things.
People we believe in, people that we're thrilled to be partners with.
That's right.
People who we invest in their talent because we know that they have a future in this biz.
Yeah.
And we want to hitch our wagon to their star.
We don't want to grab on and go for a ride.
Come on.
So Karen, do you want to announce?
Oh yeah. One of our favorite podcasts on this network is Do You Need a Ride, which is my other podcast.
Oh yeah, your third job.
You can push him off.
No, it's okay.
He just won't stop.
He looks like a seal.
He does.
Lay down. Lay down.
Frank is just kind of coming at Georgia in this way where he's staring like she owes him $5. It's insanity.
Lay down.
So this week on Do You Need a Ride with Chris Fairbanks and Karen Kilgariff, we have the guest, the great Dave Holmes, whose podcast Waiting for Impact is about to come out next week. And so he was a guest on Do You Need a Ride. He's the funniest. The man is just, he knows how to podcast. He's good at it.
He's such a professional.
So that's Do You Need a Ride? And, what else we got?
Check that out. And then the other one I want to highlight is cousin of the podcast. That's right. My actual, seriously, cousin, Dr. Dan Peters, his podcast, Parent Footprint with Dr. Dan, that I just love so much. This episode is called Embracing Culture, Food, and Friendship with Karen Chan, who is this incredible former food blogger, attorney, mom, and founder of this independent book publisher that creates children's books to increase representation of characters of color in the books children read. So it's a really important, wonderful, lovely episode.
That's great.
The Parent Footprint. And then also, you guys, it really helps the podcasts to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. It just really boosts their visibility, which is so important for these podcasts that are just starting out.
So like if you're listening on the, for example, if you're on the Apple app, you just, as you're listening, go up and hit that little plus. Then you're subscribed. Yes. It counts for something.
It's that easy. And then you see all those stars that are blank. You hit them.
Hit 5.
I mean, hit 5 if you want.
I'd say
obviously
5.
We deserve 5.
Roger Ebert, hit 5.
Are you withholding your love?
What if you, give it away. Give it away. Give it away now. Also, we have some beautiful merch. One of our newest designs, I don't know if you've seen it. It says "Look, Listen" on it. And it truly is one of my favorite shirts that we've ever made. I love it. It's very camp. It looks like a camp shirt.
Yeah.
There's a ringer. There's a couple different versions, but take a look at that because it's just a classic.
Yeah. We have a lot of cute designs. We have a lot of cool ones coming out. And just so you know, we're not, because we want a 4th job. Karen and I pick out every single design and every color of shirts and every type of, our hands are all over it. So I don't know.
Yeah. Were you afraid people thought that we had some other people doing it for us?
Yeah. So why would I care if you don't care? But we care.
Oh, we care.
Yeah. We touch every single piece of merch.
We fold it ourselves.
We fold it. We ship it. Why am I yelling?
That's our biz, right?
Yeah.
You have
I don't know how to help you, Frank.
Frank won't he won't leave Georgia's side in a way that it's like, she's an old farmer who died and he's sitting on her grave.
Yeah.
That's kind of
me to come home.
Except for he's panting and staring. And it's super creepy. All he needs is a slice of Swiss cheese. Little creeper.
Swiss cheese pervert. You just made it creepy. So thank you. I thought it was really sweet. And then you had to go and.
All right. Should we get it started?
Let's do it in here.
Let's party on down.
Okay.
The right piece of furniture can completely change your room.
And your life. It's amazing what one good couch can do for morale.
And that's why there's Article.
Article makes it effortless to create a stylish, long-lasting home at an unbeatable price.
They take great care in curating their collection, focusing on pieces that stand the test of time. There's no filler. Every item is chosen for its craftsmanship, design, and lasting value.
And with Article's 30-day satisfaction guarantee, you can shop with confidence, knowing that if you're not completely in love with your new furniture, you can easily return it.
I recently needed to replace my old outdoor dining room table and chairs, so of course I went straight to Article. They have the Sarik outdoor dining set. I got it in khaki green. It's such a cute, minty green. It looks so good in my backyard. I can't wait to have alfresco dinners all summer. We can carve pumpkins on it in fall. It's so beautiful. Article knocked it out of the park once again.
Article's offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
To claim, visit article.com/murder, and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout.
That's article.com/murder for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
Goodbye.
This episode is supported by FX's The Shards, a seductive drama from executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Set in 1980s Los Angeles, the series follows a group of glamorous, deeply entangled high school seniors drawn into a life of wealth, beauty, parties, and excess.
At its center is Brett, whose reality begins to unravel when the arrival of a new student coincides with a series of mysterious murders.
FX's The Shards premieres August 5th on FX and Hulu.
Goodbye.
In the summer, healthy habits are easy to keep until you leave the house.
You walk out the door, and the next thing you know, you're barefoot and feral in a gas station candy aisle.
That's why Kachava makes it easy to maintain your routines.
Kachava is an all-in-one nutrition shake, and now it comes in new travel packs.
Every packet gives you a simple shake with protein, fiber, vitamins and minerals, greens, probiotics, omegas, electrolytes, and more.
They're easy to toss into a bag, easy to take on the road, and a simple way to stick with your normal wellness habits, even when your schedule changes.
Man, that Kachava matcha in the individual packs is like my dream snack. It's exactly what I need and want in between the not great meals I'm eating for lunch and the snacks I would have had anyways that are terrible for me. This is something I feel like I'm treating myself when I take.
You're treating yourself to vitamins, fiber, all these things that your body really wants and needs and kind of craves that it does seem like it takes a big effort to get. So now you're getting it all in one packet and in a little drink you like.
Take your daily ritual with you.
Go to Kachava.com and use code MFM for 15% off your first order.
That's Kachava, KACHAVA.com, code MFM.
Goodbye. All right. Georgia, I'm excited because this week I'm covering a story that's renowned, that over the years people have asked us to cover over and over and over again. And I don't know why we haven't yet, but I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
And it is the Hinterkaifeck murders.
Ooh, I saw your paper before we record. I'm so bummed. You know, I was trying really hard. This is the first time I ever have known your story before you told it to me.
Well,
should I have pretended? Sorry. Oh my God.
No. No.
Shit.
Fuck. So let's see.
Yeah, this is exciting. This is definitely one of those stories that people are always like, when are you going to do this?
Yes, please talk about it.
Totally.
The cool thing is when we come late to the table for stories like this, of course, almost every true crime podcast has covered it. So there's so much research. Of course, there's 1 million theories on Reddit that are fascinating.
Yes.
You read something and then you're like, ooh, and then somebody comes right in and like, this sounds like an urban legend.
Right.
And then you're like, ooh, it does. So you get to have the whole journey of a very old cold case that is just probably never going to get solved.
Yeah.
So some of the sources on this: Case File Podcast, it's Case 124, Hinterkaifeck, Research and Writing by Aaron Monroe. The Hinterkaifeck Murders, Horror on a Bavarian Farm by Arkham Rebel. That's darkideas.net.
Ooh.
Hinterkaifeck Murders on Wikipedia. Oh, I thought of a new segment for us, which is that I just hit random on Wikipedia and I'm going to read you the article.
I love it.
Okay.
So much.
Well, we'll start that next week. And don't start it on your fucking podcast. I'm sure there's a million people who are like, hey, we do that. I just forgot that if you're bored.
It's so weird. I literally was thinking, we're thinking about this the other day.
Really?
Yes. Like that's a thing.
It's such I always get Wikipedia pages when I do it and I'm like, oh, I have 10 minutes to kill. Let's see what I can learn.
Yeah.
And it'll just be like, it's the flag of Finland or something where I'm like, okay, this is general trivia.
Yeah. Someday you're going to pay Trivial Pursuit and need to know.
Yeah.
These things. Yeah. Let's do it next week for sure.
Okay, great. Perfect. There was a timeline of events that was all in German, and Jay translated it using Google Translate, which I absolutely love.
And Google Translate. What a great pair.
What a team.
What a team.
And that was compiled by a man named Hans Richter, and it's The Murder Case of Hinterkaifeck. Uh-huh. So that's at www.hinterkaifeck/mord.de. Where the hell? This is truly international.
Don't send people to spam pages.
Sorry. That's you could go and get my really high interest mortgage. Sorry. Mental Floss has an article called The Chilling Story of the Hinterkaifeck Killings, Germany's Most Famous Unsolved Crime by Sonja Vitomsky. And allthat'sinteresting.com, The Gruesome Tale of the Unsolved Hinterkaifeck Murders by Katie Serena. God, I love All That's Interesting. All right.
I do too.
I will tell you this, even though you know it, and so does everybody else.
I haven't read about it in so long, so this will be like a brand new thing.
Okay. We're going to visit it again for the first time.
That's right. Let's go there.
As I was reading Jay's research, it reminds me a lot of The Man from the Train, my book obsession that is the serial killer that was going around America on trains, killing families in their houses in rural America, all around.
During the Dust Bowl, right?
I think it was like late. It was like turn of the century. Yeah. My favorite time. Turn of the century.
You love that time.
Man on the Train.
No internet.
Doo-doo. The book. The Man from the Train. For someone who loves this book so much, I fuck it up a lot. But that book is by the author Bill James and his daughter, Rachel McCarthy James. And if you are looking for a true crime book that is going to be factually dense and yet absolutely horrifying as a story where you think, oh my God, how do I never know about this? Read The Man from the Train. I will keep on recommending it until year 28 of this podcast. Okay. But anyway, let's talk about this actual case.
Okay.
So it's the 1920s, and farmer Andreas Gruber, who's 63 years old, lives and works at the Bavarian Hinterkaifeck farm, located about 43 miles north of Munich, Germany. I'm going to totally go for it in all of my German pronunciations in this episode.
I was impressed that the title was so well done.
Well, it's called Phonetic Pronunciations. it's all there. But
those Germans.
The Germans. But also, it's not as, if you really look at the word, it's not as confusing as it seems.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Don't let the umlauts fool you. The German language is very accessible. She said, knowing no words in it. Okay. He shares this farm and home with his wife, Cecilia Gruber. She's 72.
Oh,
a little bit older.
I like it.
Their widowed daughter, Victoria Gabriel, who's 35, and Victoria's 2 children, Cecilia, who's named after her grandmother, but she goes by the name Celie. So I'm going to call her Celie for the rest of this. And a little boy named Joseph, who's 2. So Thursday, March 30th, 1922, Andreas is outside on the farm and he notices human footprints in the snow leading from the forest, which is called the Witch's Wood.
Oh, chill.
Which is right, like basically next to their property.
Oh my
There's just this little forest sitting there called the Witch's Wood.
Cool.
Jay sent this to me earlier because I said, could you please write up a summary of the Witch's Wood and all the hideous things that have happened there? And he's like, I can't find any information on the Witch's Wood.
Oh.
He said, but I am seeing that the German name for Witch's Wood is Hexenholz, which objectively rules.
Hexenholz is your death metal band.
Hey! There's a gig tonight in Witch's Wood. Bring all your white makeup. Okay. So these human footprints go along next to the property up to the farm's machine room where all their big, machines are. But there's no footprints leading back to the woods. Mm-hmm. So Andreas follows those. He discovers the lock on the machine room's door has been broken, but he looks inside. He finds no one and there's nothing out of place. Later that night, while the family's sitting at home, Andreas and everybody hear what sounds like footsteps in their attic. He goes up there to investigate, looks around, finds nothing.
The creepiest part about both of these incidents is that he's being watched. Like, we know now that someone in the dark recesses
of Witch's Wood
is watching him walk around those places.
Yep. Yes. I mean, it's... Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Could you move into a farm next to a place called Witch's Wood, do you think?
I mean, the first part, the farm part, is a hell no.
Okay. Then it's off the table entirely.
It's not a problem here.
Okay, got it. Though the footprints, the broken lock, and the sounds from the attic are all odd, there's nothing missing, so Andreas isn't too concerned. And their small village is a very safe place where everyone knows everyone, so he tells a few neighbors that these weird things are happening, but he decides not to report it to the police because he doesn't think there's really anything to report. Yeah. A little less than 2 weeks later, on Saturday, April 1st, 1922, 2 coffee salesmen, Hans and Edward Sharofsky, show up at the Hinterkaifeck farm to take the Gruber's coffee order.
That's a double duty? 2 people need to do that?
Yeah. Because they're like, okay, we need a pumpkin spice latte, venti. They're so specific on their coffee orders. I love the idea in 1922, they would come and make sure that you had coffee at your house, at your farm.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay, they knock on the door and the window. No one answers. They look around the property. There's no sign of anyone being at home. All they see is the gate to the machine house open. So they leave without investigating any further. They're just the 2 coffee salesmen. It's,
hey, man.
MYOB.
None of our business. Exactly.
So another 3 days go by and the school teacher notices that Celie is absent from school. And not to mention the entire Gruber family was absent from the usual Sunday services at their town church. Now, Victoria actually is nicknamed the Lark because she has such a beautiful singing voice. And so she is especially missed by her church choir. Then on April 4th, 1922, a local machine assembler named Albert Hoffner goes to Hinterkaifeck at 9 a.m. for a previously scheduled appointment to fix what is called the food chopper engine. Now,
sure.
I text Jay and I'm like, this has to be a translation issue. Please find out what a food chopper is, because not that I'm a big farmer or anything, but I did grow up in a rural area. No one ever talked about fixing the food chopper unless they meant a Cuisinart. So what is happening? And
or sharpen a knife to sharpen the knife.
Yeah. And he basically said what they did was they took composty type stuff or stuff from what they had sown in the fields.
Yeah.
And this was a machine where they could throw anything in there and it would basically become the feed for the animals
and stuff. So it was it's like a giant farmy Cuisinart.
It's Animal Farm Cuisinart in Yoy. So Albert waits about an hour for Andreas or anyone from the Gruber family to greet him, but no one shows up. He only hears the farm animals and a sound of the dog barking, but there's no sign of the Grubers. So he finally decides he'll just go fix the food chopper by himself, get it started. He works for about 4.5 hours. He doesn't see anyone from the family the entire time, and he leaves at 2:30 p.m. But as he's leaving, he notices the barn, which had been closed when he got there, is now open. And he also notices that the dog that had been inside the barn barking is now tied up by the front door. So he thinks one of the Grubers has come home, and he's now confused as to why they wouldn't come and say hi to him, because he had an appointment to come and fix the food chopper.
Yeah.
So,
are you mad at me?
Yeah. So now the whole town is wondering about where the Gruber family is. So around 3:30, one of the neighbors named Lawrence Schlittenbauer sends his son Johann and his stepson Joseph. So Johann's 16, Joseph's 9.
Okay.
They go over to Hinterkaifeck to see if they can find the Gruber family. They soon return to say the same thing everyone else has been saying, which is that farm is deserted. But this makes no sense to Lawrence, so he grabs 2 other neighbors, Michael Paul and Jacob Siegel, and the 3 go back over to Hinterkaifeck. And they try opening the front door of the house. It's locked, so they go around back to the barn. This is a big L-shaped building, and their house, like the living quarters are in the front part, and then there's a connected area that connects them to all of the animal stalls, and then the back barn area. So it
smells great.
It's all super cozy, and everyone's all together. So they try opening the front door. It's locked. They go back around to the barn, and they try to get into the house through the connecting door, through the barn. And as they walk through the animal stalls, they stumble over an old door that's laying on top of a pile of hay. Then Michael sees a foot sticking out from under the door. So Lawrence pulls on it and reveals the lifeless body of Andreas Gruber. The men lift up the old door, and they find 3 more bodies: Cecilia, Victoria, and the 7-year-old Seeley. Horrible. The 3 men rush inside the main house through the connecting door, looking for 2-year-old Joseph, hoping that he's still alive. They run into Victoria's bedroom, only to find him dead in his bassinet with a terrible head wound and one of his mother's dresses laid across him. So they search the rest of the house, and to their surprise, they find even another body, a woman lying on the floor in a pool of blood, covered by a blanket in the second bedroom. And she's soon identified as 44-year-old Maria Baumgartner. She had just been hired as the Gruber's new maid. She'd only arrived, I think, the day before. So she had truly just gotten there to start this job. After searching the entire house, Lorenz Schlittenbauer decides to stay and guard the property while Michael Paul and Jacob Siegel run to get the police. So I'll tell you a little bit about this farm and the family. So the farm's situated between 2 towns. So it's southwest of a town called Grobern, and it's north of a town called Kaifeck. So the name Hinterkaifeck literally translates to behind Kaifeck. So that's why they call that farm that. Then Witch's Wood, my favorite place in the entire world that I want to go to so badly.
I'm going to retire to.
Is right in the center of. It's a forest that sits between Grobern and Kaifeck, right along the southeast corner of the farm. And so Cecilia Gruber, she inherited the farm when she was 35 after her first husband died on May 21st, 1885. And she soon after started a relationship with the Hinterkaifeck farmhand, Andreas Gruber, who was 27 at the time. They married a year later on April 14th, and they went on to have 3 daughters, but only their oldest, Victoria, survives into adulthood.
Man.
So it's hard living.
Yeah.
Andreas is a hard worker. He doesn't hesitate to help others with their neighboring farms, but he does have a very dark side, very disturbing what's found on this farm. He's very physically abusive to his wife, and rumor has it that the other 2 daughters died young because of his abuse and starvation that they suffered.
Shit.
And to make matters worse, in 1903, when Victoria's 16, She tells a neighbor, Mrs. Schlittenbauer, that her father is raping her.
Oh my God.
She hates to be around him, but she has nowhere else to go, so she stays on the farm, and she basically works really hard on that farm.
Yeah.
She keeps herself busy by singing in the church choir, and she hangs out with friends as often as she can. Mm-hmm. In April of 1914, when she's 27, Victoria marries a man named Carl Gabriel. So Cecilia gives the newlyweds the deed to the Hinterkaifeck farm, but she and Andreas will continue to live there. Mm-hmm. It's clear that Andreas doesn't like Carl. Carl complains that Andreas constantly bullies him and denies him food. It seems pretty rough.
Yeah.
In that household. It causes problems in Carl and Victoria's marriage, but ultimately they work through it. They have a daughter together, Celie, but then Carl leaves to fight in World War I, and it's when Victoria is still pregnant, and he dies a month before Celie's born.
Oh, man.
So Victoria and Celie are the sole owners of the Hinterkaifeck farm. In 1915, 6 months after Carl's death, both Andreas and Victoria are convicted of incest, taking place between 1907 and 1910. Yeah. And this is the most fucked up part about it. Victoria spends a month in prison.
Wow.
So she's arrested with her father as if she is somehow, you know what I mean? It's really fucked up and very upsetting.
Twisted.
She's in prison for a month. Andreas goes for a year. And after they're released, they both go back to Hinterkaifeck. And yeah.
That's tragic.
So then 3 years later, Victoria gives birth to Joseph.
Oh.
And on the birth certificate under father, the initials LS are listed. But Victoria has no known official relationship with anyone at the time. Of course, it's, the 20s. It's rumors begin to circulate about Andreas being the father, but no one ever finds out the real identity of Joseph's father to this day.
Wow.
No one knows. Okay, so now we're back to the investigation.
Okay.
So word about the situation at Hinterkaifeck spreads through the town like wildfire, and by 6 o'clock, townspeople show up in droves, which was the thing that used to happen back then.
Yeah.
And Lorenz is the one who stayed behind to protect the property.
Right.
He starts walking people through the house and giving them a tour of the crime scene.
Dude.
Yeah.
Look over here. Look over there. Touch this.
Also,
take that.
There is a dead 2-year-old in a bassinet. Like,
that's
what in the hell? It's horrifying. So someone suggests to him that letting people in before the police get there is maybe a bad idea. But strangely calm Lorenz just says it's too late. They're already here anyway.
Uh-oh.
One visitor even goes into the kitchen and makes themselves a snack.
I'm sorry. Pause on that. What the fuck?
Right. Now,
hey, I'm hungry after that tour.
The first thing that comes to mind, which is entirely made up by me, but it's like, it's hard times. It's way back in the day.
Yeah.
People are, when you work on a farm, you see death every day.
Right.
At least animal death.
Yeah.
So maybe they're a little bit, kind of just numb to it.
Maybe a little more. You don't want a snack after you fucking see a dead
whole
body.
family murdered. A whole family
slaughtered.
Okay. So we've both decided that was a bad thing that person did. When the local police do finally arrive, they quickly realize they're in over their heads. Not only have all these town people walked through the crime scene, but Lawrence and Michael have moved the bodies from their original positions so they can only piece together what the original crime scene looked like.
Suspicious.
Right?
I don't like it.
I don't like that at all. So they call in the Munich police for help, who show the next morning on April 5th, 1922. An investigator from the Munich police named Georg Reingruber, look at me doing it.
Great.
He leads the investigation, and here's how he does it. He takes a quick look around. He decides it was a robbery gone bad, and he leaves.
Goodbye. Give me a snack. Goodbye.
So basically, the other officers that are still there, they continue to dig for clues. Mm-hmm. Luckily, inside the main house, investigators find a large sum of money and lots of jewelry. So that quickly rules out this robbery gone wrong theory. Plus, the only room in the house that appears to have been ransacked is Victoria's. But with the entire family dead, no one can be sure if anything of value is missing.
Right.
When the investigators go up into the attic, they find a bunch of hay strewn around on the floor. This leads them to deduce two things: that one or possibly two people have been sleeping in the attic, and that they put that hay down possibly to mute their footsteps on the floorboards.
Creepy.
Yes. So they spot a rope tied to a crossbeam that goes along the attic ceiling, and it goes out a window. And then they notice outside the window that there are shingles that are broken, indicating that someone or several people have accessed the attic by way of the roof.
Oh, no. Lock all your windows, even if you're like, it's the third floor. No one can get in.
Also, if you're checking around, and maybe it wasn't there when Andreas checked it the first time.
Yeah.
But like, if you hear footsteps anywhere, you know.
They're footsteps. They're probably footsteps.
Even if you don't see people, you look for things that would enable people to be there.
Yeah.
Straw, rope.
Yeah.
Are those at least two weapons from the game Clue?
A pipe.
A pile of straw.
A pile of straw. A pair of knitting needles.
So court physician Dr. Johann Baptist Aumüller conducts the autopsies on all these victims. So 72-year-old Cecilia has been strangled and her skull has been cracked. He counts 7 blows to her head.
Jesus.
Victoria's skull is also smashed, and she has 9 strange star-shaped puncture wounds and signs of blunt force trauma on the right side of her head. Now, this is really horrible. The skin on Andreas's face is shredded and bloody, and his cheekbones are actually sticking out. Like his face has been
mauled.
Yeah. And Celie's jaw is smashed. She has open circular wounds on her neck and face. And Dr. Aumüller concludes that the older 3 victims in the barn died instantly, but they find tufts of Celie's own hair in her hands, which they believe means that she suffered maybe even for hours in pain and duress, either seeing her family get murdered or being tortured. They're not sure.
Oh my God.
And then inside the house, both Joseph and Maria had very similar wounds. Both died by blows to the head that left their skulls shattered. So it's very up close, personal, horrifying MO.
Brutal.
Dr. Aumüller also concludes that the killer or killers must have lured each of the 4 members of the family into the barn one at a time.
Whoa.
So the theory is that after the first person was attacked, the second person came out hearing their screams, followed by the third and then the 4th. But when police test out whether shouts in the barn can be heard from the living quarters, it turns out the sound doesn't travel that far. Another theory is that the killers may have let various animals out of the barn to draw everybody out one at a time. But that's so sinister.
Yeah.
That idea. And then the maid stays back with the baby.
Right.
A search around the Hinterkaifeck grounds proves fruitless. A recent rainstorm melted most of the snow, so even a canine team can't find any clues or sniff anything out. And with no murder weapon and no strong leads, police interview the Gruber's neighbors and other people close to the Grubers, including their previous maid, who was named Crescence Rieger, trying to piece together the events that led up to this murder. So basically, Crescence Rieger is 23 years old. She's hired as the Gruber's live-in maid in November of 1920. But during her time with the Grubers, she sees the worst of Andreas's disgusting behavior. She witnesses him lock Victoria in the closet to prevent a suitor from proposing to her, stating Victoria will be his and his alone for as long as he lives. Another occasion, Crescence accidentally walks in while Andreas is raping Victoria in the barn. She also hears strange sounds coming from the attic, and she has the persistent nagging feeling that she's being watched.
Oh, dear.
She soon becomes convinced that Hinterkaifeck is haunted, but when she reports this to Andreas, he dismisses the whole thing. He doesn't believe her. In August of 1921, just 10 months after she starts working with the Grubers, Crescence quits 6 months before the Gruber family is murdered. So she kind of had just worked there.
Yeah.
And then months later, in March of 1922, various neighbors recalled Andreas mentioning some strange happenings on the farm. First, one of the 2 front door keys goes missing. And then secondly, a Munich-based newspaper arrives on the front porch of the house. But the problem is Andreas doesn't subscribe to that newspaper.
Creepy.
When he asks the postman about it, postman says that he didn't deliver that newspaper and no one else in the area subscribes to it. Then Andreas notices scratches on the lock on one of the sheds, indicating someone had tried to break in. He searches the property to see if he can find the intruder, doesn't find anybody, doesn't find any other clues. Soon after, Andreas finds the footprints in the snow leading from Witch's Woods to his machine room on Thursday, March 30th. He spots his neighbor, Lorenz Schlittenbauer, out in the fields, and so he decides to go tell Lorenz about these creepy things he keeps finding.
Yeah.
Lorenz says that he hasn't seen anything suspicious, but he offers to call the police for Andreas. But of course, then Andreas turns him down, saying he can protect himself, but probably doesn't want the police anywhere near his house.
Sure.
And then so here I wrote, here's me in that situation. If I offer to call the police for someone, they're like, yeah, I can do it myself. Then it's like, okay, then shut up about it. Like, why you bring it up to me? I'm trying to help you.
I feel like I would call the police because them saying they don't want me to call the police is suspicious.
Yes. Let's turn all the neighbors against all the other neighbors. Okay, that same day, March 30th, Victoria meets with a woman named Francesca Schaefer. And so basically the Grubers are trying to hire a new maid. Francesca says her sister, Maria Baumgartner, will take the job. Although Maria suffers from both mental and physical handicaps, they're minor. She needs the work, and Victoria wants to hire her and lets her sister know that she would love to hire her. But when Victoria returns home with the good news, Celie would later describe to a school friend that her mother got into a violent quarrel after that. Huh. And after that quarrel, Victoria disappears and is later found in Witch's Woods.
Oh.
Where there's a staircase underground. I made that up, sorry.
Where does it go?
The next day, March 31st, 1922, around 5, Francesca arrives at Hinterkaifeck with Maria and drops her off. And as she's leaving, Maria runs back out to hug her sister one last time before saying goodbye and starting the job. So Franziska Schaefer is the last person to see Maria and the Gruber family alive.
Wow.
So when investigators put together a timeline of events, they suspect the murders must have taken place on Friday, March 31st, 1922, between 8 and 11 at night. But in the days between the murder and the discovery of bodies, it is apparent that someone was on the farm, tending to the animals, and keeping a fire going inside the house.
Oh.
Yep.
Diabolical.
So around 11:30 that night, a local named Michael Plockel reported seeing a stranger burning something foul-smelling in Hinterkaifeck's outdoor oven. When Michael tried to get a better look at the man, the man shined a light toward Michael, obscuring his view. So Michael fled the scene. And then in the early morning hours on Saturday, April 1st, a local farmer and butcher named Simon Rieslander is heading home when he sees two strangers at the edge of Witch's Wood. And when they see Simon, they quickly turn away so he can't see their faces. And it isn't until days later when Simon suspects they could be the culprits. Mm-hmm. So Lawrence, Michael, and Jacob are among the first people interviewed, right? Because they're first on the scene and they discovered the bodies. But Lawrence is quickly singled out when Michael and Jacob report Lawrence's odd behavior. They both report that Lawrence was strangely stoic upon seeing the Gruber's dead bodies. Also, when questioned by police, Lawrence Schlittenbauer swears up and down that he didn't let anyone into the house after he, Michael, and Jacob discovered the bodies, but several other witness testimonies, along with obvious physical evidence, prove otherwise. Yeah. It's soon discovered that Lawrence's connection to the Gruber family goes beyond just being neighbors. In 1918, after his first wife passed away, Lawrence and Victoria begin, as the Germans like to say, hooking up. And then I looked up the translation for friends with benefits. It's Freunde mit Rottelin.
Wow.
Not really. I don't think it really sounds like that, but
I'm impressed though.
Okay. I'm trying to make this feel legit. I'm trying as hard as I can. A year later in 1919, her son Joseph is born. Victoria's son Joseph is born, and the LS listed on the birth certificate could stand for, and probably stands for, Lawrence Schlittenbauer.
Got it.
So Michael and Jacob also thought it was strange that Lawrence would run into the living quarters so quickly after finding the first 4 bodies, almost as if he knew there was no killer inside the house.
Okay. Right.
In the moment, Lawrence explains that he wants to, quote, find his son, indicating that he believes he truly was Joseph's father.
Yeah.
But with the rumors of Andreas's rape of his daughter now confirmed to be true, there's a chance that Joseph was actually Andreas's biological son.
Yeah.
Not to mention Lawrence was the man who had proposed to Victoria when she got locked in the cupboard by her father.
Okay.
So given all this, Lawrence would have a clear motive to seek revenge against Andreas and his family.
But why her?
Yeah, right? And why his son?
Yeah. Just the dad. Just the creep fucking piece of shit dad.
Right. But here's a possible theory.
Yeah.
Lawrence had been under immense stress in his personal life because he had since married another woman. They had a baby who passed away only a few weeks after it was born. But, you know,
yeah,
that grief usually doesn't make people kill a family.
Totally.
So who knows? Still, police can't find any hard evidence tying Lawrence to the crime. He says he's a happily remarried man. He has no reason to harm the Grubers. And police chalk his odd behavior up to being in shock, which is very possible.
Yeah.
And his knowledge of the farm layout due to his relationship with Victoria. Sure. So he knew where to go.
Sure.
And Lawrence is cleared of the crime. But of course, as it will happen, some townspeople maintain their suspicions about him.
Yeah.
He files several civil suits for slander against townspeople, and he wins every one.
Wow.
So he was like, yeah, you can zip it.
Yeah, stop talking shit.
So 3 years later in 1925, a neighbor reportedly sees Lawrence visiting the Hinterkaifeck grounds, and they strike up a conversation, and Lawrence makes a comment about how the killer or killers couldn't bury the bodies at the time of the murder because the ground was frozen.
Mm-hmm. Well, that could be true.
Could be true, but it seems incredibly suspicious to the neighbor because Lawrence also farmed the same land. So the neighbor is incredibly suspicious about this.
Yeah.
But because Lawrence farms the same land, he would know exactly what the state of it was. It wasn't like he had no other experience with it. And then years later, Lawrence dies in 1941, and he is never officially tied to the murders. So investigators and their second and most short-lived theory is that the murderer was actually Victoria's husband, Carl Gabriel, who was reportedly killed in December 1914 in a shell attack in France in World War I.
Yeah.
But his body was never recovered. And so they theorized that because of Andreas's incestuous crimes, that Carl survived the war and came back to seek his revenge.
No.
But it doesn't make sense because, first of all, there's many soldiers who report having seen him die in battle.
Yeah.
And just because they couldn't recover the body.
Again, it's like, just kill the dad. Like, whoever would kill a baby.
No, it doesn't. That wouldn't make any sense at all. Unless, you know, he comes back and sees that she's had a baby with someone else.
And kills his own daughter, too.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up, really. Carl's body is never recovered, but he was officially confirmed deceased by the Central Prosecution Office for war losses and war graves. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the third theory is that the murders were an act of murder-suicide. Mm-hmm. So because of their horrible family secret of Andreas raping his daughter and the fact that it became so well known, that you could theorize that he wiped out his whole family before taking his own life out, you know, shame, deep-seated guilt, the whole
rage. He sounds like he had a rage issue. Maybe he killed everyone and then was like, well, to kill myself too. Right.
Then people who have that theory are like, well, you could also say Victoria could have the same motive because she possibly mothered his child and was abused by her father for years. Maybe she reached a breaking point and decided to just end the family suffering, including her own. But the only problem with these theories is none of the wounds of any of the victims could have been self-inflicted. And on top of that, a year later in 1923, the Hinterkaifeck farm building is torn down, and in the demolition, they find murder weapons. They find what's called a mattock, which is basically, it's a pickaxe multi-tool. So it looks like an axe on one side and like a kind of like a hoe thing on the other.
Yeah.
So you could like use either side.
Yeah.
And then a penknife. And they're found covered in blood and buried beneath the attic floorboards.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you couldn't, okay.
So there's no way that either of those people could have gone and hidden the murder weapons in the attic. And it's interesting that they're hidden in the attic where people were hiding or theorized are hiding, because then it would make sense they would go back and put them in that place. Also, the mattock has a star-shaped bolt on it that matches the puncture wounds found on some of the victims. A neighbor confirmed that the mattock was Andreas's and that he had actually made it himself. So after ruling out suspects that were close to the family, investigators look around for strangers who could have done it. And one of the notable suspects is Josef Bartel. In 1919, just a few years before the murders at Hinterkaifeck, Bartel had robbed a family 13 miles away in the village of Ebenhausen. He was captured. He was sent to a nearby insane asylum in Günzburg, but he escaped in 1921. Given his mental instability, investigators and witnesses find it plausible that Bartel would commit the crime and then stay at the farm for days afterwards, tending to the cattle and making himself at home. But they could never find any hard evidence against him. It's all circumstantial based on his record and proximity.
Yeah.
And they also can't find him.
Ugh.
So, So he's clear to the crime. They also look at brothers Karl and Anton Bickler. According to the former maid, Anton worked on the Hinterkaifeck farm during the potato harvest of 1920. And his brother was also a farmhand, but he was lazy. Karl was lazy and Anton was not. So the maid says that Anton had a particular interest in the Gruber family. Other sources say that Karl had the idea to scare the family into giving them their money by killing Andreas. So police go back to Simon Rieslander, the butcher and the farmer, to ask him about the two strangers he saw early that morning near the Witch's Wood. They show him pictures of the Bickler brothers and say, could these be the men you saw? And he says, it could be, but I can't know for sure. On May 2nd, 1922, a police report is made saying Karl purchased a drug to knock out the family dog. And that's enough to lead to his arrest on May 5th, 1922. But Karl has an alibi saying that he was working on another farm at the time of the murders, and he has witness testimony confirming that alibi. So he's released like 6 days later. And the dog never barked at Anton. So if they had partnered up for a crime, Anton could have just calmed the dog down himself. Right. They didn't need to drug it. Okay, so then 20 or so years later, a woman by the name of Crescentia Meyer, she's on her deathbed and she makes a final confession to her priest. She says brothers Adolf and Anton Gump are responsible for the murders at Hinterkaifeck. She claims Adolf has been in a romantic relationship with Victoria, but when he found out about Andreas, he lost it. His brother allegedly helps him murder Victoria and Andreas for revenge, then murder the rest of the household to ensure there are no witnesses. Police don't investigate this lead for 11 years. What? And by then, Adolf has already been dead for 8 years. Yeah. And Anton is arrested, but he denies any involvement and no evidence is found connecting him or his brother to the murders. So he's held in custody for 3 weeks and then he's released without charges ever being filed against him. So all in all, the police interview more than 100 suspects. They explore every conceivable possibility from, close friends and family to complete strangers, vagrants, and anyone in the vicinity with a criminal record. Shortly after their autopsies, each of the victims' heads were sent off to a medium in Munich to see if they could find any leads through the metaphysical realm, but that it provides no leads. The case runs cold, and it is officially closed in 1955. It's been reopened a number of times between 1955 and 2007, but much of the original evidence is either lost or like has been touched and held so much that they just can't help people anymore.
Yeah.
In 2007, however, the Fürstenfeldbruck Police Academy decides to reopen the case. Some say it's like to actually relook at it and try to solve it. Others say it was just for this cold case is used as a sample case,
right,
for trainees to practice on. They have a theory. They look over everything and they have a theory, but because the person that they believe is responsible for the murders has long been dead, and of course the Gruber family has long been dead, they decide not to release who they believe everything, all the evidence points to.
Because they can't defend themselves.
Right. And because the family, still lives in the area.
Yeah.
And so it would hurt their standing and reputation, right, and it would never be able to be prosecuted. Right. So they decide to keep their theory a secret.
But tell us, please.
Right.
Tell
I
us.
know. Quick text. It's out of respect for,
yes, course,
the family members that are people that are close to the crime. So basically it is believed that we will never know for sure who killed the Gruber family at Hinterkaifeck farm. And that is the legendary cold case of the Hinterkaifeck murders.
Damn. I didn't know a lot of that.
Me either.
That is crazy. Good job.
Thank you. In researching this, I realized I have a true passion for Germanic forest areas named after witches in any way.
This is clearly the direction your life is now going to go in.
I mean,
I'm happy for you.
Thank you. It feels great to know when something really moves you.
Yeah.
That's a great feeling.
Yeah. Go after your dreams.
There is an overhead picture so the farm's not there anymore. There's like a memorial.
Oh.
And then there's just kind of a big open field, but there's, you can see online, there's overhead photos. We'll post one, where the witch's wood is still right there. It's like this weird little rectangle of forest just right there in the middle of fields.
Creepy.
Who planted that? Why is it there? What's in the center?
It's weird because I'm listening to a book right now, like a scary, ghosty book. And in it, near the woods is this like rock formation called the Devil's Hand.
Ooh.
Which like fits that perfectly.
Is it real?
No, it's fiction, but it's scary. It's called Winter People.
Okay.
By Jennifer McMahon.
Nice. Jennifer McMahon has a similar idea to My Stairs That Go Underground, but hers just goes in a different direction.
Up or down, pick one. Great job.
Thank you.
Needed to be told.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I have to admit right now,
please,
for a long time when people would tell us to do this case, there is another cold case that happened in Iceland that I would always get it confused with.
Okay.
So that'll never happen again. I promise you,
well, now
as my podcasting partner and anyone else listening, that this is what for me, this is what it's all about. I'm not one of those people with true crime that can or is interested in remembering dates or details in that kind of studied way that many people are, and God bless, right?
Yeah. We just like hearing the stories.
I like the story, and I like to know what's possible.
Yeah. And we like to tell a friend who's equally interested in the story about it.
Yes.
I don't need to know more than you about true crime.
Not at all.
I want to be told stories about it, and I want to tell you the ones that fascinate and horrify me as well.
I want to watch your eyes fly open in surprise and shock the way mine do.
Yes.
That's the fun part about doing podcasts like this.
Yes.
It's in all our years of paying attention to this, do you know this one?
Right. Yeah. Yes, I do, but I want to hear it from you.
Yeah.
Too. It's
Yes,
like part of it
exactly.
also.
This episode is supported by FX's The Shards, a seductive drama from executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Set in 1980s Los Angeles, the series follows a group of glamorous, deeply entangled high school seniors drawn into a life of wealth, beauty, parties, and excess.
At its center is Brett, whose reality begins to unravel when the arrival of a new student coincides with a series of mysterious murders.
FX's The Shards premieres August 5th on FX and Hulu.
Goodbye.
There's nothing better than just laying around.
Whether you're fully horizontal or at a slant, it cannot be beaten.
Unless, of course, you have a Lola blanket.
Lola is the world's #1 blanket, crafted with ultra-soft luxury vegan faux fur and a signature 4-way stretch that sets it apart.
Their products are machine washable and double hemmed for durability, and they stay flawless. No pilling, no shedding, even after repeated washes.
And there's more. Lola also makes weighted blankets, matching pillow sets, and super soft pet beds.
Lola is a great go-to gift. It's personal, beautiful, and something your loved ones can actually use every day.
For a limited time, our listeners can get 40% off select Lola Blankets products with code MFM at checkout.
Just head to lolablankets.com and use code MFM to get 40% off your order.
After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and let them know we sent you.
Wrap yourself in luxury with Lola Blankets.
Goodbye. The future has an annoying habit of always showing up.
That's why now is a great time to start planning ahead.
Enter Acorns.
Acorns is a smart way to give your money a chance to grow. You can sign up in minutes and start automatically investing, even if it's your spare change.
The Acorns potential screen shows you the power of compounding and how your money could grow over time. You can quickly adjust how much you're investing every day, week, or month to make sure you're always building towards your goals.
Whether you're just starting out or thinking about settling down, Acorns supports your big and small goals across every stage of life. Sign up now and Acorns will boost your new account with a $5 bonus investment.
Join the over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $27 billion with Acorns.
Head to acorns.com/MFM or download the Acorns app to get started.
Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns.
Tier 2 compensation provided. Potential subject to various factors such as customers' accounts, age, and investment settings.
Does not include Acorns fees. Results do not predict or represent the performance of any Acorns portfolio. Investment results will vary. Investing involves risk.
Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/MFM. Goodbye.
But listen, speaking of, do you know things about other things?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you, I thought it'd be interesting to talk about the history of the lie detector test.
Oh my.
Mhm.
That is interesting.
Right?
Yes, it is.
It's adjacent.
It's controversial and
Yeah.
it's been around.
So I'm going to talk about how it was invented and all that stuff. And then I'm going to tell some stories proving just how unreliable and terrible they are.
Okay.
So the sources I used are the Science Museum in London, the American Psychological Association, a Law Info article written by Christina Majaski, the book Betrayal, written by Tim Weiner, the Anti-Polygraph blog, the National Registry of Exonerations, and a Journal of Forensic Psychiatry and Psychology article written by Don Grubin and Lars Madsen.
Nice.
All right, Karen. First lie detector test, like technically lie detector test, can be traced back to China circa 1000 BC.
What?
Yeah. Not the kind we know today, but the idea of detecting lies
Yeah.
through a thing. Suspected liars are forced to put a handful of rice in their mouth and then spit it out after a specific amount of time. The test is based on the idea that fear and anxiety cause decreased saliva,
True.
which in turn causes dry mouth.
Yeah.
Right? You know, and you can tell someone's lying when they, or high. If they spit the rice out after a time and it's dry, then that person's found guilty of lying and is sentenced to death. Unfortunately, this is not a very good lie detector and pretty much everyone's just killed.
Yeah.
Right. So the search.
But I like the intention.
Yeah.
I like that they're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Somehow.
It's like cause and effect. This happens when this happens. So if this doesn't happen, then that's what this means.
Yeah. Burn the witch. Right?
Burn her at the stake. The search for a way to detect lies continues. Many tests are created along the way. For example, with one test, a suspected liar sticks their hand in boiling water and then removes it. And if their hand is injured in any way, they are a liar. Obviously, olden days.
That's from whose?
I don't know.
Whose theory?
I don't know.
So unless you have mannequin arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's a thing of like, if the witch drowns when we drown her, she's a witch.
Yes.
Where it's like, well, you just killed a person.
Yeah.
Either way.
Those people in charge just want to kill people.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
In the 1950s and 60s, the CIA experiments with LSD as a truth serum, which sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, for real.
But like the dry rice, none of these tests are accurate in any way. As time goes on, researchers question whether or not there are any actual physiological signs of lying that we can't see with the naked eye, like increases or decreases in heart rate, respiration, and blood pressure. And after multiple studies, researchers find out that yes, lying does cause some changes that we can't see. So the next step is to figure out how to measure these changes. In 1921, a policeman and physiologist in Berkeley, California, John A. Larson, is tasked by his close friend, Berkeley police officer August Vollmer, to help find a scientific way to interrogate suspects, which you and I have both, of course, read about.
Yeah, on The American Sherlock by Kate Winkler Dawson.
The Exactly Right podcast, tenfold more wicked and wicked words.
She is one of the best true crime writers there is. Yeah. If you haven't read American Sherlock, you really have to. It's mind-boggling. This guy was at this source and center of so much stuff.
Yeah, totally. It's really good. So so we already knew about this because we read.
Because we can read.
Try it. So one of the reasons this police chief, August Vollmer, wanted this new method to find out if interrogation method is because his police officers can't stop using the barbaric technique known as the third degree. Mm-hmm. Remember the third degree in like old timey gumshoe stuff?
Sure.
Just basically means beating the shit out of someone you suspect until they admit to doing it, which obviously doesn't fucking work and essentially just gets you a lot of false confessions and lawsuits.
Yeah.
So Larson uses the work of previous researchers to create a polygraph instrument, basing it on the systolic blood pressure test, pioneered by psychologist William Moulton Marston, along with his wife, attorney and psychologist Elizabeth Holloway Marston, which I want them to come to every dinner party of mine.
Can you imagine the Marstons at your dinner party?
The most fascinating couple in the fucking history of the world.
Georgia, I love this gravy. Let me tell you about how I cracked the case by getting this really lying criminal to admit that he was doing it.
That's right.
Long cigarette. Really, cigarette in a holder.
Of a fucking just dry martini. Yeah. Multiple dry martinis.
I feel like what was her first name again?
Her name's Elizabeth Holloway Marston.
Elizabeth Holloway Marston absolutely has cocktail onions in her martinis.
Cocktail onions. You're told. No twist. Mm-mm. I want my breath to reek.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
not
here to make friends. I'm Elizabeth Marston Hollis Winterfell.
That's right. So they create this machine that monitors and records a suspect's blood pressure, heart rate, and respiration all at one time. So the suspect is hooked up to the polygraph and is then asked a series of questions. Of course, we've all seen fucking Law and Order.
Yeah.
Normal questions. Hi, is your name Karen? What is that?
Yes, no.
Right. And then questions like, hi, did you kill people or whatever?
You have to say hi every time.
It only works.
Hi, it's me again.
Hi.
Just been sitting here this whole time. Anyway, moving on.
Hi. Is your dog's name George? Okay. Everyone's a big fan of Larson's lie detector, and his protege, Leonard Keeler, starts helping further develop the instrument. Although a big part of his motivation is to make a shit ton of money off of it by patenting it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. He's like, lies. That's the biz that you want to be in.
Let's detect people.
Yeah.
So this dude, Leonard Keeler, helped set up the Scientific Crime Detection Laboratory at Northwestern, which was the first U.S. forensics lab.
Yep.
So here's a little tidbit of information. One of the students in his class, cartoonist Chester Gould, it said that he based his character named Dick Tracy on Leonard Keeler.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the kind of guy he was, I guess. She. All right. At first, Keeler makes the lie detector portable, then adds a galvanic skin response channel, ? Which measures sweat gland activity. Scientists.
Okay.
Eventually, the FBI buys his version of the polygraph instrument, and that serves as the prototype for the modern polygraph that we all know and love and hate today.
Right.
So it has improved and gone digital today, but they still use the same technique and parameters as before. So, but it's still subject's heart rate and blood pressure are assessed with a cuff. Respiration is measured, all this stuff, but there's like a thing that wraps around your chest to test that. Skin conductivity is measured through electrodes on fingertips, all that fun stuff. Examiner still asks the same questions. Some are controlled, some are like, are they relevant? Whatever. And then when the questioning's over, the examiner goes over the responses and looks for patterns. According to the American Psychological Association, quote, a pattern of greater physiological response to relevant questions than to control questions leads to a diagnosis of deception, which is so silly. Like, if someone asked me, did you kill someone? I feel like I'd panic and be like, no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like chill about it.
Right. And then also the people who are chill about it, who are most often murderers, sociopaths and psychopaths, they don't have those reactions.
They don't have
ever.
those feelings about it.
Nope, they don't have consciences.
Yeah. So according to the American Psychological Association, the main issue with polygraph testing is that there is, quote, no evidence to prove that any pattern of physiological reactions is unique to deception. So in the same way that everyone grieves differently, everyone fucking lies differently.
You know that when I was like 4 years old, my mom told me she could tell when I was lying.
Oh, right.
Is the perfect trick. And then I was always like, oh, yeah, I know I have to tell the truth.
Yeah, but she probably didn't.
She fucking didn't. How would she know? But I was like, well, that's how I am. It's right there on my face. And then it like like when I was in high school and I lied the first time I like went to a party or something, and I was like, she was lying to me.
Yeah, that just worked.
Yeah.
What the hell? Mom. Basically, everyone's reactions are different. Another reliability issue is that people can, quote, beat a polygraph with countermeasures like, quote, simple physical movements, manipulating yourself to believe what you're saying, and the use of fun drugs.
Yeah.
There are lots of videos and articles as well as manuals, and there are actual people whose job is to train someone how to beat a lie detector test. So they're like, hey, I have this lie detection test coming up. Can you help me?
So now that people have figured out a way to make money on one side and then right there on the other.
That's right.
Put up your stand.
Go right ahead.
Sure.
Even the Supreme Court has said, quote, there's no reliable scientific evidence about the accuracy of lie detector tests. However, they haven't banned polygraphs. It's up to the state to make their own rules about whether or not they're allowed in court. Most states just don't allow it to be admitted as evidence, but a handful of states do allow them, but only if both parties agree to let them be admitted. And if the judge rules the results admissible, which rarely happens. So they also used to be used like in the job force. So like bank tellers, store employees, and other workers who'd handled cash. Like if cash went missing, they could hook those fucking employees up to a lie detector and be like, did you steal that money?
Yeah.
So in 1988, the Employee Polygraph Protection Act was passed, which forbids testing in the private sector workplace, but it is still used in hiring by the CIA, the FBI and the DEA, and also before anyone can get a security clearance by the government. Right?
Yeah. You know what this made me think of is if I could give anybody one piece of advice, don't steal. It's such a problem.
I thought you were going to say ask for a lawyer and never take a polygraph.
No, just don't.
That's better.
It always, like, when you first start thinking about it, it's just like, this would be easy and I would get this thing. what you open up is this world of doubt and people thinking you're a bad person. Even if you like, I just remember I dabbled in this, taking money out of the till. Yeah. Like, and I did it twice. I've told you the story a million times. And immediately my boss at that coffee place was like, I think the janitor and his son are stealing. And I was like, all of a sudden I was just like, oh my God, what am I doing? I was just justifying it to myself of like, I want to buy beer and I'm barely being paid anything. Right. It's like, no. It doesn't work that way. You can rationalize things all you want, but at the end of the day, you could be impacting somebody else's life horribly just by being kind of selfish and or lazy or whatever.
And the shame you feel, I think, of yourself. I stole a lot of stuff as an unruly teenager. And I still look back and I'm like, that's not the kind of person I want to represent myself.
Correct.
As.
And most of us deep down aren't really like that. But whether it's desperation or convenience, opportunity, whatever, just take a step back, because I swear to God, the problems that come up after are 100 times bigger than what you're taking.
Totally. That's 100% true.
Okay. You didn't think that you were going to get lectured in the middle of a lie detector test thing, but I think of the young people and I just go, God, if you just don't do it. Just don't.
It's all Karen thinks about is the young people and how to be a beacon of light for
because
them.
They give me so much on TikTok. Aww. I want to give something in return. Look at their dances and their lip syncs. Beautiful.
Awe-inspiring. Okay, there are countless examples now of how unreliable polygraphs are. So we just talked about this on the last mini. Between 1982 and 1984, 43 women had gone missing and or were found dead in the Seattle and Tacoma, Washington area. Many of these women were found near the Green River, so naturally the serial killer responsible for these murders is dubbed the Green River Killer. In May 1984, Gary Ridgway is brought in for questioning, having been arrested in the past for soliciting sex workers, which made up the majority of the Green River victims. A polygraph is administered, and Gary is asked a series of 9 questions, including, did you kill these women? And he totally passes the test completely. Yeah. It shows no deception whatsoever.
He's a fucking lizard. He has no conscience.
That's right.
As a human being.
And because he passes the polygraph, simply because he passes the polygraph, he's cleared as a suspect completely. Police go back to focusing on a guy named Melvin Foster, who's innocent, but who failed a polygraph in 1982. So they go back to focusing on him. Meanwhile, Gary keeps killing until he's caught by DNA in 2001. He's later found guilty of murdering 49 women and is sentenced to prison for life. Had the police not relied on that polygraph test and just cleared him as a suspect, at least 6 women would not have been killed.
Ugh, horrifying.
Yeah. So he basically got a free pass after that and was like, just.
If there's one thing I want to teach you on this podcast besides don't steal, you have to remember sociopaths and psychopaths are built totally different.
Yeah.
When they are about to do something, you won't sense it. Mm-mm. There's a million stories on a million different podcasts, but you hear about it all the time of a person super nice chatting with you.
No one would have
walk you to your car. He was so unassuming. You'd never think you blah. I'm so sick of hearing it. And then it's like, and then the second you go, oh no, I'm not going to go there with you. Their eyes turned to inky blackness and they become the devil in front of you. It is it's every true crime story and people have to remember it.
Yeah. Don't believe anyone.
Don't believe anyone ever.
Ever. Okay.
Sorry, I'm going to stop lecturing you during your own story.
Oh, is this about me? I thought you were talking to the teenagers. Shit.
I'm talking to teens and ourselves. And I don't even know you know what it is? I had 7 o'clock coffee.
I was just going to say, that is a huge mug and it is empty now. And not because you spilled half of it on the carpet.
If I could give you all one piece of advice, do not drink coffee after 7. It makes you lecture people.
Karen turned into a lecture gremlin. And here we are.
It's called being a professor. Okay.
Sometimes a truthful person will fail a polygraph. In 2006, Emmanuel Mervillis was arrested in New Jersey for armed robbery and aggravated assault. He offers to take a polygraph, being like, dude, I'm totally innocent. Let me do this. Let me do a quick lecture. Never fucking do that.
No.
Always ask for a lawyer, even if you're innocent.
Stay away from polygraphs.
That's right. And he then agrees that whatever the results are, they can be used at trial. So that's the only way they're like admissible in court. If there is a trial, he says. So, but he's like, well, I'm going to clearly be innocent. So there won't be. He takes the polygraph. He fails, asks to take another one, but he's denied. So at his 2008 trial, Lieutenant John Kaminskas testifies that he's, quote, never encountered a situation in which someone was showing signs of deception and that it later came out that they were truthful. So he's like, tells the jury, he's lying. And there's no way he's not.
Okay.
Yeah. So of course the jury believes him because he is lieutenant. And so they say Emmanuel must be lying. And there's even witness testimony that Emmanuel was not involved in the robbery and assault, but he's still found guilty and sentenced to 11 years.
Oh my God.
In 2011, a New Jersey court reverses Emmanuel's conviction because the polygraph results were relied on too heavily. 2 years later, he's retried and found not guilty. And there's a ton of stories out there that are similar when an innocent person fails a polygraph and is wrongfully convicted based on that evidence alone. On June 12th, 1997, John Arthur Ackroyd is giving a woman named Marilyn a ride home, and during the drive, she falls asleep. And when she wakes up, John is dragging her from the truck where he rapes her at knife point. So as soon as she's able to, she reports the rape to the police. On June 28th, she's given a polygraph.
What?
Yeah. The 30 plus questions she's asked include, do you actually feel you were raped as you described to me? And, quote, is there something else you're afraid I'll ask? A question about, even though I told you I would not. Like, just fucking trying to get her to show deception in some way.
Right.
And she does show deception on 4 questions, and she fails the polygraph test.
Why the fuck would she have to take a polygraph test?
That is question number fucking 1. So then John is questioned about the rape. He tells police that he did give her a ride home, but that basically she initiated the sex and it wasn't rape. He passes the polygraph. Because no charges are filed, he's free to keep attacking women, and he quickly escalates to murder. So in 1993, John Ackroyd is convicted of the 1978 murder of Kay Turner and is sentenced to life in prison. He also pleads no contest to the murder of his stepdaughter,
My God.
Rashonda. John is also thought to be responsible for the 1992 murders of Sheila Swanson and Melissa Sanders, but he dies in prison before he can be charged. So the rape victim failed the polygraph. He passed, and he is a fucking rapist and murderer.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Sometimes failing a polygraph can lead to an innocent person falsely confessing to a crime they didn't commit. On April 8th, 1993, motorcycle shop owners Morris and Ruth Gager are murdered on their farm. And the next day, their son Gary discovers their body and calls 911. And since there isn't any evidence of forced entry, Gary's taken in for questioning and interrogated for 18 hours.
Oh my God.
He's given a polygraph. The results are inconclusive, but the police lie to him and say that he failed it. So he starts to think that maybe he did kill his parents. I mean, after 18 hours, you're fucking delusional.
Yeah.
They get him to discuss a hypothetical situation, saying that maybe he did kill them during an alcohol-induced blackout. None of this is tape recorded. It just, and he doesn't sign a confession, but all these hypothetical statements are admitted in court as confessions. And he's found guilty and sentenced to death. And then basically in 1995, federal authorities find out that 2 members of the Outlaws motorcycle gang could have been the real killers. And it isn't until March 1996 that the appellate court rules that the hypothetical statements shouldn't have been admitted and a new trial's ordered. And later, the 2 outlaw gang members are convicted and Gary receives a pardon based on innocence from the governor.
Good God.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's fucked up. It's a terrible fucking thing that shouldn't be used anymore. To end on a high note, remember pioneering psychologist William Moulton Marston and his wife and our best friends that go to our dinner parties?
Yes.
Attorney and psychologist Elizabeth Holloway Marston.
Yes.
So, and they were the ones who studied a connection between emotion and blood pressure and lying. Well, they go on to create Wonder Woman.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yep. So he got a job with like what's later DC Comics to help, like, I don't know, with scientific stuff with characters.
Oh.
And they were both just huge feminists and women empowered people. And so they create this female superhero who debuted in 1941, and her magic lasso of truth is obviously a nod to the lie detector, which they helped create.
Amazing. That rules.
Right?
I've never heard that connection before. That's so cool.
Isn't that random? That's actually like the reason I got interested in the story is because I read that and I was like, what in the actual fuck? So then I read more about it. And then also there's a book called The Truth Machine by Dr. Jeff Bunn. If anyone wants to read more about that, there's a lot of just crazy stories about how much it sucks and doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is this history and some stories about the lie detector.
Amazing. That was great.
Thank you.
Really, because also we've heard about that a ton.
Yeah.
But it comes up constantly.
Yeah.
And people are asked to take it, or it comes into investigations, it seems like, that I read about all the time.
Well, it seems like people nowadays, at least smart people, think that it's a really great tool to use as an interrogation tactic. So if you're interrogating someone and you threaten the for them to take a lie detector, and they are like, they know they're not going to pass it, then they'll maybe confess. Like Chris Watts, that fucking horrible monster, actually did that when they were like, you're going to take he knew he was going to fail it. Yeah. So, it's really like, if you're a good investigator, you can utilize the threat or the deception that, comes out of a lie detector as a tool to get a confession.
Right.
So that's the ideal, but a lot of times, of course, it doesn't work that way. Whew.
Wow, that was great.
Thank you.
I wanted to stick the mic out the window and see if we can hear California rain.
I saw lightning through your blinds.
Let's see if George might lose it, but let's see really quick if it's actually raining outside, because this is the first rain in how long? Like a serious rain in a year and a half?
Yeah. It's pouring. Everyone in fucking Idaho, wherever, is like, fuck you.
Yeah, they're like, we don't care. But here's the thing. We have a serious drought water issue in California.
And we don't have seasons.
Let's just get one nice thunder and lightning strike.
Is this an ASMR podcast?
I think so. I want to stick this out the window.
Yeah, do it.
Yank that whole thing. Let's just, you know what? I think it'd be nice to end this show with just a little sound effects of real California rain. Thanks, Georgia.
Oh, it's just lightning.
You're my gaffer.
Go.
Oh, it's about to go. Okay, ready?
Wow, good one. Woo! It did it. Thanks, you guys, for listening. We appreciate you. Rate, review, subscribe.
And just, we've been doing this for a long time. And the fact that you have been with us the whole time has been a surprising and beautiful fact of our lives.
And we'll be here for another 22.
And Min's 22. Max 28, baby. Stay sexy.
And don't get murdered.
Goodbye.
Elvis, do you want a cookie?
This has been an Exactly Right production.
Our producer is Hannah Kyle Crichton.
Associate producer, Alejandra Keck.
Engineer and mixer, Steven Ray Morris.
Researchers, Jay Elias and Haley Gray.
Send us your hometowns and your fucking hoorays at myfavoriteMurder@gmail.com.
And follow the show on Instagram and Facebook at My Favorite Murder and Twitter at My Fave Murder.
And for more information about this podcast, our live shows, merch, or to join the fan cult, go to myfavoritemurder.com.
Rate, review, and subscribe.
The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why there's Simply Safe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Simply Safe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, what if it turns out you don't like it or need it, but they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having Simply Safe around.
There's a whole staff at Simply Safe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplysafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Goodbye.
Vacation planning should feel like a breeze, not a deep dive into countless travel sites searching for the best deal.
With Cheap Caribbean's Budget Beach Finder, you can search every destination and every date all in one search.
You'll save time and money with the Budget Beach Finder.
Say goodbye to endless scrolling and tab hopping and hello to Budget Beach Bliss at your fingertips.
Go to cheapcaribbean.com to try out the Budget Beach Finder and see just how stress-free vacation planning should be.
Goodbye. Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry.
Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and moments that make the season unforgettable.
From sun-kissed metals to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra.
Each design moves with you from beach days to golden nights and every memory in between.
Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net and let your summer unfold. Goodbye.